To be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing at all. But I also have no obligations, appointments or restrictions. I can go anywhere, at least wherever my legs take me, and when there's a gap of at least 85 centimeters. This week I've been as free as never before. I hope I do not get ill. That would be less than ideal.
I could also just lay in a bed with heating, shower, in a kitchen. I don't know if I can proceed.
Yep, that's me. I'm on a journey through Europe with a bike camper, and needless to say, it's not going great. Last night I crashed in a stranger's garden in the middle of nowhere on my way to the Netherlands. I got a quite hefty cold and energy levels are going into the negatives. If I want to continue and reach my final destination, I knew this could not continue like this. So I did the only sensible thing. I gave up.
I wanna be free! Oh yes! Free! Oh yes!
Just kidding, I joined the extremely friendly family for breakfast and ended up staying in a spare room for 2 more nights. Compared to what I had experienced the last few days, this was a paradise. I don't want to bore you, so this is a quick run through what happened in these days. Enough of the free meals, the warm hospitality and incredible trust. It is finally time to go. Not quite. There's this traditional craft market nearby. I got some homemade cake, wandered around the lovely market and said goodbye to set off back into the unknown.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever know. One is the loneliest number. One is the loneliest number. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
So the sun is really beating down now, and it's probably like this for the next few days. This week I've been as free as never before, and the only worries that I have are where do I sleep tonight, where will I get my calories from, and will I even make it around the next corner. But I'm getting finally close to the Dutch border, and at least I have a good tailwind here.
Die Frühstückseier ess ich weich. Ich bin nur ein kleiner Friesenjunge und ich wohne hinterm Deich. Ostfriesland ist ein schönes Land, wie die Schweiz und Österreich.
Before I squeeze over this bridge, it's time for some pasta.
Geh nur einmal die Alpen weg, was da bleibt, das ist mein Deich. Oh, bin ein Friesenjung, bin ein kleiner Friesenjung und ich wohne hinterm Deich.
Welcome to the charming town of Lea. If you look at the map, it was quite a detour yesterday to somehow find farmers to sleep with. Eventually I ended up on this caravan site in the middle of an industrial area. But that's the great thing. I don't know where I'll end up every day. And I also have the freedom to have breakfast by the water in the middle of the city before I continue towards the Netherlands now.
Oh, bin ein Friesenjung, jetzt alle, bin ein kleiner Friesenjung und ich wohne hinterm Deich.
I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. It goes straight on forever with extreme crosswinds. And I actually want to go in this direction, but there's simply no road across for dozens of kilometers.
Das fiese Leben, das ist einfach simpel. Heineken, Rot, du als
Go.
ein paar Berliner Kinder. Gabber hab ich schön gehört, dazu krieg noch ne Windel. Ich fühle mich wie Gigi D'Agostino mit der Rillo. Ich war 5 Jahre alt mit einer Crazy Frog-Kassette. 20 Jahre später hab ich hier schöne Kotelette. In den Niederlanden sagt man, ich mag Kotelette. Joost klein, ich höre nicht gerne auf Gesetze.
Ich bin nur ein kleiner Friesenjunge und ich wohne.
So I've reached a cozy campsite. Interestingly, it's in the middle of a lake. Apparently, the lake was created artificially and they decided to just leave the houses in the middle. The Dutch are crazy.
Friesenjung, bin ein Friesenjung, bin ein Friesenjung, bin ein kleiner Friesenjung und ich wohne hinterm Deich.
Okay, that's enough. Fun fact, at 800 meters, this bridge here is the longest cycling bridge in Europe. It led me to the charming Winschoten, and it's already 27 degrees again. I've spontaneously decided to go to the sea now.
Without my love for the ocean, I would be long gone by now. No one.
I just want to take a more relaxed approach and enjoy the trip. A little detour like this is also really nice.
You're holding my mind in a tight grip when I walk all over you.
So I've reached the sea, but of course it's freezing cold now. It was a pretty shitty night here, just behind the dike. Problem aren't the other campers here, but it sounded like this all night long. And it didn't get any better while riding. The wind here is so strong that it knocks me off my bike. But by far, that won't be the only accident on my trip. On top of that, this was a dead end due to construction work. And this was the official detour. That was my face when I saw that I had a 10-kilometer detour in the direction of the wind via an incredibly narrow path ahead of me. And it would have been nice if it had stayed that way. But of course, I didn't take all the bridges and canals into account. Those 20 seconds were more like 30 minutes for me. You can see, there's a field, there's a field, there's a field. Yeah, there's not much to film. It's always straight ahead, but I haven't seen anything interesting for a long time. And my physical and mental state is accordingly. Oh, and it's extremely hot again.
Without my love for the ocean, I would be long gone by now. I guess my love is for the ocean, not for you. No, not for you.
But freedom can also be deceptive. Am I really doing the right thing? There are so many other things I could be doing. Maybe I should go in this direction? Freedom does not come without doubt.
The sun is up and I know a place we can go. It's not far away, it's not far at all. Oh, you can see the mountains and hold the clouds in your head.
The good weather has now come to an end. At least I reached this camper space in Groningen before the whole clouds opened up. But so I learned that the tent does not hold completely tight. And that turned out to be a much bigger problem later on.
Seems like a moment in time I don't want to ever end. I feel the sun in my skin, the wind in my hair, and I know we're driving but we're going nowhere. So hold me real close and keep me warm. The day has begun and I'm already warm by you.
Yes, I've actually decided to go to a hotel now. First of all, of course, the weather is not in my favor at the moment. And I also needed a bit of time to work, do laundry and recharge everything. I was slowly running out of power. It's really nice to have my own bathroom for once. And so I can now spend another day in Groningen.
And I feel the sun in my skin, the wind in my hair, and I know we're driving but we're going nowhere. So hold me real close and keep me warm. The day has begun and I'm already warm by.
Good morning. I could stay here longer, but today I need to make some progress.
Just a perfect day.
drink sangria in the park. And then later, when it gets dark, we go home.
Whoever thought this was a good idea should be fired.
Oh, it's such a perfect day. I'm glad I spent it with you. Oh, such a perfect day. You just keep me hanging on. You just keep me hanging on.
Out of the corner of my eye, I see a few tents on the field here. Shortly afterwards, I find myself invited to this festival. Even if the whole thing is a bit unusual, I don't say no to a free place to sleep.
You're going to reap just what you sow.
The cycleways in the Netherlands are really great and the pace is really good.
Lord, I can't change. Won't you fly free, bird, yeah.
Next pit stop to recharge my batteries again. Do you still remember what I said? Let's see if I can repair it somewhere. That's now a week later. The fact that the wind is blowing in here does not make it any better, but at least it's in my bag when I'm riding. And I'm making much better progress than I would have thought.
Sometimes I wonder if I should be medicated. If I would feel better just lightly sedated. The feeling comes so fast and I cannot control it. I'm on fire but I'm trying not to show it. As it picks me up, puts me down, picks me up, puts me down, picks me up, puts me down 100 times a day.
After a long day, I finally found an affordable campsite. And it's also super well equipped. But it's also really cold. That doesn't stop me from having a great breakfast in the first sunshine. Freedom does not come without doubt. Sometimes it's nice to have a fixed direction, so you don't have to think about where to go next. So let's decide on a destination. In the next few days, I want to go to Amsterdam.
Alright, it's really peaceful here. It's also getting way colder than the last few nights. I've stopped counting the days, but it has to be like day 16 or so. And I don't know, there are so many open questions. When will I go back? Where am I even going? I don't know about this. And yes, I'm grateful for seeing so many things, but every day is kind of the same. I do have to remember I need at least 2 weeks to get back, and I don't know if I can do this.
There's not a lot of footage here, but now I am in Flevoland, the largest artificial island in the world. What I didn't know here, this is a nudist beach, so it wasn't long before I was surrounded by a horde of interesting people, which I'd rather not show here on YouTube. And this camper really isn't built for sand. I know in these videos everything may seem super simple. How hard can it be to get on your bike every day, attach the camper and ride a relaxed 40 kilometers and meet so many great people and beautiful places along the way? What I think I myself will forget far too quickly is that this freedom does not come for free. After all, I still live in less than 2 square meters here. A clean public toilet is quickly becoming a luxury, and cooking on the road is really a struggle. Not to mention the fact that I'm pulling a 35 kilogram trailer behind me with the wind resistance of a brick. Have I ever said that I hate mosquitoes? This does not look good.
Flutete Straßen und volle Keller.
66 Liter pro Quadratmeter.
Dinsdag kan behoorlijk wat regen.
Da sind die Regenmengen heftig.
Über 100 Liter Regen.
Überflutungsgefahr.
Manche Straßen sind schon abgesoffen.
Oh shit.
I wanna be free. Oh yes. Free. Oh yes. Free. I wanna be free. Like a bird in a tree. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Like the bird in a tree.